This is Jean from TFO Fashion, and I am going to do a video today on my everyday makeup. This is what I do every day when I'm not getting dressed up for something. It's great for going to class. Today I'm going to the dog park with my dog. He heard that, he's now looking at me. But it's just really, it's a nice thing to get up in the morning and have time and get ready. I look forward to doing it. So I hope you guys have fun watching it. So this is what it will end up looking like. So the next clips you see will be the process of doing up my face like this. So I hope you all enjoy it. Leave comments if you have any questions or suggestions. I'm open to anything. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope my sister is prompted to also make an everyday makeup video. So enjoy. So the first thing I do is I put on foundation primer, and I like this one by Laura Mercier. It's non-comedogenic, SPF 30. And then I put on a foundation, and I use the CoverGirl 3-in-1 color 810, and it just is really great coverage. I didn't film those parts, but here I am putting on my concealer, and I'm using a Laura Mercier concealer, and I just got it, so you guys are all trying it out with me, but I really like it. It looks really flawless on the skin, and as you can see, it does really brighten up the area. It is really important when you're putting makeup on for the first time, like in the store, that you actually do try it on your face, because the back of your hand is really not going to do much for you. You're not going to see the color that you need, because for me at least, my hands are a lot redder than the rest of my face. So then I just go ahead and apply it to the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow, and then for concealer we're all good. So I'm just going to pull out my big kabuki brush, and I love this one. It's by Too Faced, and it travels really easily with the cap. And you twist it up all the way, and sometimes I only twist it part way for certain products, but I'm going to be starting with a loose powder, so for that I'll twist it up all the way. But it's really soft to the touch, and it's synthetic, so it's not harmful to animals, which is nice. And I'm just going to use my NARS translucent crystal powder, and this actually isn't super sparkly. Some people say it is, but I actually think it's fairly mattifying. So I'm just going to put that all over my face. Got a little bit on my nose, but it'll all blend in, and this brush really does blend in really well. I do sweep it across my face, and then I stipple it in, so I pat my face with the top of the brush, but first I want to get it all over my face. And it just makes everything look really well blended, so if you had any like lines from your concealer or your foundation, it does just soften it all really nicely, so it is a little bit of a saving grace that way. So now I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more than it was, and then I'm going to use it for my blush. And the blush that I'm going to be using is a Clinique blush. I'm actually looking for a new one, but this color is really nice. It's kind of a light peach, and I have pale skin to start with, so it just isn't too bright on my face. I've tried using some other blushes, and I've been recommended brighter ones, but they do make me look a little bit like Raggedy Ann, so I'm going to stick with a lighter one. But this is nice. It just goes right on your cheekbones, and it's really subtle, and so for an everyday look it works really well. And now for my bronzer, I'm also using Clinique bronzer, and this one's nice because it's shimmery, but it's really light, and I am pale, so I don't want to have a super dark bronze. I just want something to catch the light so that my face is a little bit more contoured than it would normally be with just a full coverage foundation. So I'm putting it just under my cheekbones and up the side of my face, and the nice thing about it being a light bronzer is that I don't have to be super careful with exactly where it goes, because it's not going to make a big enough difference that I'm going to have a really streaky face. So I can put it on my jawline, bring it down on my neck so it blends into my neck, because I'm pretty pale all over, and I don't want to have a really dark face and a really pale neck and shoulder area. So I just want to bring it all down and have everything blend. And it's really important to get your temples, and I leave the middle of my forehead not bronzed, because you want that to catch the light, similar to where you put concealer. You want the bridge of your nose, your concealer, your forehead, and your chin to all kind of have a little bit more light than the rest of your face. So now we're going to do the fun part, and that would be eyes. So
You might need to bear with me just because it's really hard with the camera to focus it perfectly, especially when you can't see what's going on. But I'm going to first go in and use this small little Clinique brush with a shade from MAC that's called Mylar. And this shade is really light, which I like. I used to use a shade called Buff, but this one's even lighter, and I am pale, so I like having a shade to highlight that's lighter than my skin tone. So Buff was just a little too close. And this one's going to go on my brow bone and in the corner of my eye, and for an everyday routine, I'm just do this one first before I go in with a darker shade. Once that's done, then I will go in with the next shade, and this one's called Kid. It's also by MAC, and clearly I like these shades a lot because they're almost empty, but it's a medium cocoa brown, but still on the lighter side. And I'm going to use a Victoria's Secret brush that I actually got for free, but it's really soft and fluffy, and I use it every day for my eyes. It's really great. So I'm just going to go in and pat that all over my eyelid. It doesn't need to be perfect because it is a lighter color, and I can use the fluffy brush to blend it in with the color I put under my brow. And it does have kind of, it's on the warmer side, so it's nice for having more greeny blue eyes because it is contrasting to them, so I like it for that reason. But I think this color is universally nice, and the woman at MAC was saying it was her favorite color, so I agree with her that it's a good neutral color. So for eyeliner, the first color I'm going to go in with is called Via Appia. It's by NARS. It says right here, Via Appia. It's kind of faded. And it's actually pretty new, and I really like it. It's a chocolate brown with some glitter in it. And yes, I am in the really bad habit of using my eyelashes as a handle when I'm doing my makeup. I don't have very sensitive eyes, so I am not super careful, but hey, I've got bigger things to worry about. So I do it this way, but put it on however works best for you. And even with a dull pencil like this, I do like to pull it up almost into a wing, and it just kind of lifts up the corners of your eyes. And my eyes are pretty symmetrical, so I don't have that natural lift, so I do it with the pencil. But this blends really, or doesn't blend, but it does complement nicely with the color from MAC. And a brown is nice for an everyday look, so I really like it. And the cool tone does kind of, it looks interesting. I think it looks nice with cooler eye tone and then like a warmer eyeshadow. So I like it that way. And it's really easy to put on. It's really fast. So that's that color. So the next color I'm going to go in with is also by NARS. It's called Rue Bonaparte, and it's a nude liner. It's the same type as the other one, but it's nude. And I just use this one in the inner corners of my eyes and on my lower lash line, the waterline. So that just means the inner line above your lashes. And then I also do it right over my lashes to blend it in with the skin under my eye, so it blends in with my concealer. And I just think it brightens up your eyes and opens up your face a bit more, makes it look a bit more approachable. So anyways, I do this on an everyday basis because it's super easy, and I think it makes a big enough difference to be worth the time. So I'm just going to finish that up, and then we can move on to lashes. So I actually got this Urban Decay Perversion mascara in an Ipsy bag last month, and I love it. I think it might be my favorite mascara I've ever used. I have pretty naturally long lashes, which sounds really great, but it makes it really hard to put mascara on, and my lashes aren't sturdy enough to hold up the weight of the mascara, and so usually by the end of the day they droop down, or and then the problem I have with every mascara is I get it on my upper lid like that. So but this one actually does stay on all day, and it keeps my lashes up all day, and I just think that it also darkens up my upper lash line, and I shake it back and forth on my lower part of my lashes just to get all the bottom parts of my lashes dark, and I think that also makes them stronger to hold up the top part of my lashes. At least I think it does. And then I just pop some on my lower lashes. I don't want to do too much because I have kind of long lower lashes, and I don't want spider legs coming out of my eyes. So there's my very blurry finished eyes, but we still have to go in and do my brows. Oh, the fun part of the day. So the product I'm going to be using for my brows is called Gimme Brow by Benefit, and I really like this. I use light to medium, but I think that if you're a lighter blonde naturally, so your eyebrows are also lighter, it may be a bit too dark. It is about the right shade for me, and I've got medium brown light hair, so I'm gonna just go in with this though. And it's nice because it's got fibers in it, so it volumizes your brows, which is good for me because I don't actually have that much brow hair. They're just kind of long, so it's nice for filling them out a bit more and for keeping them in place because it is a brow gel primarily, and I can just pull it all the way back around my eyes. And I'm still trying to figure out how to make my eyebrows look shapely because they're kind of naturally a weird shape, and I need to figure that out still. So if you guys have suggestions, please let me know. But I'm just going to go ahead and go in and at least keep the hairs that I do have there in place so they're not going all over the place. And then I'm going to fill in the other part of my eyebrow that has no space there. You can kind of see it on this side, that I actually don't have hair in the back part of my eyebrow, which looks a little funky to have a lot of hair and suddenly not have any. And you can't fill that in with a brow gel or a fibrous brow gel just because it needs something to cling on to. So I'm gonna actually go in with the Sephora Brow Box, and this little product is great because when you open it up, there's 2 different powders and then a wax that I don't use anymore. I used for a while, but I like the Benefit one better. And then there's 3 little tools in here, and they're just great little tweezer, little brow tools. So that's my brows, and I like both products a lot, but I need to figure out how to do them better. So I'm just going to use the small little brush from that pack and the lighter color, and I'm just going to really gently pat in the powder. And because I did run the brow gel over it, it is a little tacky there, so it will, the powder will stick to it. And now I've got brows that look relatively normal. So next I'm going to move on to my lips, and I just use one product on a daily basis, and it's the CoverGirl Lip Stain. And I know a lot of reviews say it feels like a magic marker on your lip, and honestly it does. But that's what I really like about it because it's really easy to fill in, and I definitely bite my lips over the day, so if I have on lipstick, it's so high maintenance to make sure that I don't have like bite marks in it, or that it hasn't smudged off my face or something, or I don't have lipstick on my teeth. And this I can just pull across my lips like a marker. It's like a coloring book for adults. So anyways, it's a nice color, and it's just a little bit darker than my natural color. And so I just fill them in, and it kind of works like a liner as well. And then my lips are all done.
So this is my finished look, and I go out every day with this. It's really easy to do. It only takes a few minutes. I look forward to getting up in the morning and going out and doing it. Hope you all enjoyed this video.
If you found this video through YouTube, you should come check out tfofashion.com to see more posts like this.